Hey people, it is Tuesday, June the 8th, and it is 4:05 in the afternoon. And it is 26 degrees Celsius, but with a humidex in the low 30s. And I'm just walking along Gerrard Street East, just past Sherbourne Street. And I'm walking into the Cabbagetown area. Once you pass Sherbourne heading east, that's when you officially enter Cabbagetown. So for this walk, I thought I'd just sort of wander around both sides of Cabbagetown, both the old Cabbagetown east of Parliament and this part of Cabbagetown, which is called West Cabbagetown. I have no set route planned out. I'm literally just going to kind of wander and make it up as I go along. And there's the neighborhood beer store, which is always a very busy place. However, there is a development proposal there, so that beer store's days are numbered. That's been happening with a lot of these older beer stores around the city in recent years. This is one of the most interesting parts of the city to walk around in if you like old 19th century housing stock and commercial buildings. So this part of the city is generally known as Downtown East, if you want to like include all the various neighborhoods under one umbrella name. Another neighborhood within Downtown East is the Garden District, which is where I live, but that's pretty much, my street is almost right at the border between Cabbagetown and the Garden District, but technically it is in the Garden District. Looks like we have a vaccination clinic. is a laneway I've always noticed on my walks. It's always notable because it seems to lead straight to the Aura condominium. That's right at Yonge and Gerrard. And in this direction, it leads to Parliament Street. We have rain in the forecast, and I can see the clouds that are getting pretty dark looking right now. And I didn't bring my umbrella, so this might turn into a rain walk, and it might be cut short if the rain comes down hard enough. Just looking at some of the beautiful old houses here. And these ones do have sizable front yards, which is not found too commonly in these old inner city neighborhoods. They often just have tiny front yards. Here's another laneway. So I think I'm going to walk down this laneway. Because right up ahead here is Carlton Street. And I've been through there a bunch of times, but I've never been down this laneway before. This will take us out to Parliament Street. Well, there is a cool name for a laneway, Catbird Lane. Mike Reed Lane. Here we are at Parliament Street. This is the street I've covered on many a previous occasion. So I think I'll probably get off of here once I come up to the next side street. I just turned onto Spruce Street. We're heading into Old Cabbagetown, which is to the east of Parliament Street. When most people refer to Cabbagetown, this is the more specific neighborhood they're usually referring to. another one of these laneways. I think I will check this one out. Apparently there's a laneway somewhere around here running alongside the backs of the commercial buildings that has some housing units fronting onto it on one side. And Avril Lavigne lived there at one point, from what I have heard. You might know her from her heyday in the late 90s and early 2000s. I think her biggest hit was probably the Skater Boy. I don't know if she still lives there, but I just thought it'd be fun to walk around some of these laneways. Broadcast Lane. I think this is the one that Avril Lavigne had her place in, or fronting, or on, or near. I don't know the exact details of the location or anything. Just one of my subscribers just commented one time about how she lived around here. I can't say that I was ever a big fan or anything, but maybe some of the people watching are. I know she had millions of fans at one point. Looks like that outdoor patio can open for business as of midnight on Friday. It's when all the outdoor dining restrictions will be lifted. And what are they building here? Broadcast Laneway Suite. Oh, see, that's cool. They're adding more housing here on these laneways. And that's a cute little house right there. These are pretty cool little units here. There's almost a bit of a Tokyo kind of look to it. Especially with all these wires and things strung all over the place. It's very reminiscent of Tokyo. And that's quite the fire escape right there. It smells like fish here. Just thought I'd mention that. I guess this is not a laneway, it's a private driveway. So in that case, I'll just kind of walk through some of these actual streets here in the neighborhood. I've done other videos walking through Cabbagetown where I've come across neat little laneway streets and almost hidden streets that are tucked in behind other major streets that you wouldn't really know about unless you had a reason, or you lived there, or you looked on a map. So this is Winchester Street we're currently walking on. And you know what? I think in all my previous Cabbagetown walks, I never actually walked through this little section right here. That's a beautiful old apartment building. So this is considered one of the top neighborhoods in the old city, and it's also prohibitively expensive. That house looks like a new addition. It was sort of built to mimic the look of the older homes. I think they did a pretty good job. I've mentioned in previous videos around this neighborhood that it got its name in the 19th century when it was a area filled with recent Irish immigrants, and it was a very poor area, and lots of residents grew cabbage in their front yards. And I've always thought, is that really true? Or is that just one of those kind of stories? But as far as I know, it's true. And then as the 20th century came around and got to its midpoint, the neighborhood started to become run down. And some parts of it were even considered to be a slum. And some large swaths of Cabbagetown were demolished to make way for new housing developments in the form of clusters of high-rise apartment buildings, such as St. Jamestown, which is right nearby. St. Martin's School. Hello? 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 What is this laneway?
A lovely stroll on a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, what?
That doesn't look like a very interesting laneway.
Vicky, can we get ice cream?
She is a very loud talker. You'll find these little plaques around the city if you keep your eyes peeled. Daniel Lamb, businessman, city father, a founder of Toronto's first zoo. This is his old home, 1842. So I imagine this home dates from the late 19th century. As do most of the houses in this neighborhood. Some do date earlier, back more to the mid-19th century. And there is Riverdale Park West. We'll just take a quick peek in here. As you can see, the street signs here refer to this as the Cabbagetown Heritage Conservation District. We've got some little stalls here. Just up ahead there's a staircase that will take you down into the Don Valley. And there you'll find the Don River and the Don Valley Parkway. And there'll be a pedestrian bridge that will take you over to Riverdale Park East on the other side. And that's the place with that awesome skyline view that has been featured on my channel and almost every other walking channel in the city. Here we have the Toronto Necropolis. I think this is one of the oldest cemeteries, along with St. James Cemetery, which is right nearby. I just put my fist through some spider webs. Sorry, spider, don't mean to wreck your house. As you can see, this is a very green neighborhood. There's a pretty heavy tree canopy covering almost the whole area. This house is completely covered with trees and leaves. And it's appropriately named Sumach Street. I think most of my other walks through this neighborhood were in the fall or winter, so I've never really gotten a really good look at all the extent of the tree cover in this neighborhood. Maybe my very first video I did when I was still using my phone was in the summer. That seems like another era. So this is Wellesley Street. Let's take a look over here. Looks like the threatening clouds have sort of dissipated a little bit. I'll probably make it through this video without getting wet. I don't know if there's a way to get out of here. Well, I guess not. Well, it was worth a look. Sometimes these little laneways do lead to other laneways. Not to walk up here. That just dead ends up ahead. Oh, it's one of those Dickie D's. At least I used to call them that, or that's what we called them when I was growing up anyway. Get your ice cream fix from a guy on a refrigerator bike. He'll usually ring a bell though to let everyone know they're in the neighborhood. Maybe he's all out of ice cream. By the looks of it, he's hightailing it back. Back to base. I love the look of ivy covering these old buildings. I think that's something that should be implemented everywhere around the old city. Wellesley Cottages. I've come through here before, but let's take a look again. Why not? There you can see one of the apartment towers of St. Jamestown. And these are the Wellesley Cottages. Hello.
What are you filming?
Just doing a tour of the neighborhood
Cool.
for YouTube.
We live here.
And now we're going to head back out onto Wellesley Street again. Flicker Lane. I always thought that was a funny name. I like how she called me random person. Hello, random person. And now here we are back at Parliament Street. So I imagine at one time, this side of the street, where all these monolithic slab apartments are, used to look probably much like this side of the street. Right over the 1950s, that was all demolished for St. Jamestown. And there were plans to extend St. Jamestown to the south, to that area as well. But thankfully that didn't happen. Just take a little shortcut through here. I want to stop at the grocery store, but not this one. I despise this grocery store. Oh, the birds. This is my other least favorite neighborhood grocery store, along with the No Frills on Parliament Street. I avoid these two at all costs. But there is a new grocery store over on Sherbourne Street. which I will probably end this video at. So we're in the heart of St. Jamestown here. This is the most densely populated neighborhood in the city, simply because it's jam-packed with these giant slab apartment buildings. Doing a walking tour?
That's it?
Yeah.
I'm recording nothing for no other purposes, bro?
No, just doing a walking tour. What other purposes would I be recording? It's like, what are you recording, bro? Told him, doing a walking tour. Said, you're not recording for any other purposes, bro? I'm like, nope, just doing a walking tour. I don't know what purposes he thinks I might be recording for. And the clouds are looking like they want to rain all over me again.
Taking them out.
And here we have the Fresco. This grocery store I do like. It's not the one I usually go to. There are at least 3 or 4 grocery stores closer to my apartment than this one. And 2 of them I go to regularly. The Loblaws at Maple Leaf Gardens and the Gould Street Metro store. So I rarely come to this one, but I do like it, and I'm here, so I think I'll stop here. It's about maybe a 8-minute walk to my apartment from here. So I hope you enjoyed the walk around Cabbagetown, through some old laneways, and maybe past Avril Lavigne's old place. And then on through St. Jamestown. So leave a comment below, let me know your thoughts, and like and share, and of course subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so via PayPal. There is a link in the description, and there's also a link to my new merch store in the description as well. And you can find me on Instagram under KContinuum. So thanks for watching, and be sure to keep checking back because, as always, I will continue.